Mommy, why do I have to go?
Because I don't have a babysitter, and because I'm sick of your father thinking he can run all over town with other women while I am stuck at home taking care of you.
Parents who have not dealt with their own emotional wounds be unconsciously seeking relief with their children, sharing their struggles and treating them as a therapist. I realize the impact that this situation has on their children. They assume it fosters closeness and understanding, but in the reality, you are trauma dumping on your own child. They feel they have no one else to confide in, and they feel like because they're children, they're there 24/7, they're the ones that can probably understand them. Sharing all the problems to their kid can feel very overstimulating and just very overwhelming to the kid. This can put an emotional burden on the child and make them feel pressure to make you feel better. You think that they're going to be probably equipped to handle it because, they are supposed to understand you. You're their parent. But what is going on is that these little kids are not equipped, not even emotionally or physically, to be getting other people's trauma and problems and depression and everything dumped on them. They're not equipped, not even their little bodies, even if they're teenagers. They have a lot on their plate already. They're not meant to care for you and your emotional needs. Be feeling responsible for their own parents' emotions. The kid may take a parentified role in the family, in the household, and that's going to bring a lot of pressure into their little mind and heart. They will be feeling pressure to take care of or fix their parents' emotional needs and problems and troubles, and they're going to be putting away whatever the needs that they have. They're going to be putting everything away, just put them away and trying to use their time and energy and effort into making their parents feel safe and better and happy. Your kids are not your best friends. They're not your village. Your kids are your kids, and you're supposed to have your own best friends, your own age, not your kids. Just because they're close to you, it don't mean that they are supposed to be hearing everything that you're dealing with.
You know, I met your dad when I was 17.
Aww.
He was 25.
What?
He would follow me home from school every day. I was so scared, so I went and told my pop.
And so he told him to stop.
No, he said marry her. I don't want to be responsible for her anymore. So I got married. And then I had to move into your dad's side of the family home.
Oh, and they treated you well?
Yeah, I mean, they made me do all the housework.
Trauma dumping on your child, it might seem fine to you because you're like, I'm getting relief. I need someone to talk to. I am alone. I'm a single mom or I'm a spouse, but I have nobody. I have no friends. But that's not your kid's fault. That's truly not your kid's fault. And just because they're close to you in the same house, it don't mean that that's something that you should be telling them. That's something that they should be fixing. They should not be fixing anything for you. Your problems are not your kids' problems. Just imagine that I put all my emotional problems and troubles to this little kitty. He's so little, he's so tiny. What would he feel the need to carry all my weight, all my traumas from my childhood, everything that I feel in my heart? Why would a little tiny kitten be responsible to taking all the burdens that I carry? That's the same thing happens with your child, your teenager. They're not your parents. They're not your best friends. They're not your therapists. You think you're not creating a trauma for them, but in order for you to unload your needs into your child, you're creating trauma with your child. You're creating trauma to the child. And you're probably thinking, oh no, I'm just talking about it. Like, I'm just talking about the situation. Nothing's going on. It's very important for you to know that if you're actually doing this and you're not realizing that you're doing it, you need to stop right now, because your kids are not responsible for whatever it is that you're feeling, for whatever it is that, oh, you're crying, you're depressed. But that's not something that you want to put on your child or your teenager. They have their own problems. They have their own situations, especially when they're teenagers and they have a lot of things going on. And you are putting all that stress and all that situation onto them, thinking that, oh, they're my best friend. They're going to make me feel better. No, they're not your best friend, and they're not your therapist. You might think that, oh, they're just listening to me. It's okay. But no, it goes way deeper than that. That's not okay. What are you getting from this? Like, what is it that you're getting from this? Just to dump it all. If that's the situation, because you're not going to get like an answer from them or something that you actually are going to take into consideration, because that's a child, that's a teenager. They don't know about adult problems that you have. Like, so they don't really experience them. But what are you going to do? What are you really doing is just putting all this negative energy into your kid. And you got, like I said, you can go to Facebook or something, Reddit or something, just vent. because that's what truly you want to do. You don't want an answer. You don't want help. You don't want none of that, because your children cannot give you an answer or help or nothing. They cannot give. They're just an ear to listen to your problems. But if that's only the case, you need to realize that there's a lot of places where you can go and get an ear to listen to your problems. So it doesn't have to be your kid only. It doesn't have to be your kid, the one that has to listen to you. Even though you want someone to listen to you, but you need to realize that your kid is not the solution. There's always something else. There's always another platform or somewhere where you can vent and get comments and receive some feedback, because your children, your teenagers, they have better problems to deal with. They have other situations on their head, and they do not need your negativity. So tell me if you have experienced this situation in the comments. Tell me if your parents treated you as a dumpster for their emotions and their problems. If you were their therapist, if they treated you as their best friend. Tell me right there in the comments if you have experienced this situation, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.